Today is the day. After having these side skirts for about 2 months, I'm finally getting around to fitting them. The reason I was so delayed was with the NCT and stuff like that. These side skirts up from MCG in Kells. They're fiberglass side skirts, which I think will be fine since the sides, they're not going to hit anything. The front splitter, I'm after getting off them as well, which will be going on another day. That's the sort of plastic material, I'm not sure what it's called. So I didn't want to go fiberglass on the splitter because I'm going over bumps or anything. I don't want it to explode into 1,000 pieces. But the side skirts, I'm fine with getting fiberglass. These are pretty sweet. I like the design on them. They're a lot nicer, I think, than the black ones that people usually put on the side that are kind of plain. So they do have the nice design that kind of comes in. They're really big, so they will cover up all that dodgy work down here that I done to cover up those sills that actually passed the NCT somehow. So that's going to cover all that up, and it's going to look pretty nice as well. But before I throw these on the car, I'm going to fix some of the rust underneath the arches at the back. It's kind of starting to rust through on the insides. Up here it's all bubbling on the inside, and I need to sort out where I've rolled. I've kind of popped out some of the paint as well. So I have some primer there, and then I have some waxy all. I've never used it before, but that's what I'm going to use to underseal underneath the wheels. So I'm going to go ahead, pop off the wheels, start sanding that down, spray it down with primer, and then use the underseal. Then I can go ahead and fit these bad boys. So I basically sanded off all the rust that was on the inside. It was all kind of bubbling through on the panel there. None of it's gone through, so there's no panels that need to be welded in or anything. So next thing I'll do is spray some primer on this side, and then I'll start the other side, taking the rust off, and then I'll go over both sides with the underseal, the waxy all, don't know how to pronounce that. The underseal anyway, over that, and then I will get to fit the side skirts. It'll probably be dark out by the time I'm fitting those. Words cannot describe what happened when I tried to take off the second back left wheel to fix the rust on that side, and I will show you right now what happened. As you can see, it is now pitch black outside, so you can tell what has gone wrong. It's clearly taken me a very long time, but this is basically the kind of key. Well, this is half of the key that goes into the lug nuts. I'll try to find one here. In like that, sits into it, and it takes it off from the inside. It kind of slots in. This little fucker snapped off in that lug nut. I drilled it out. I tried absolutely everything. Something similar to this has happened to me before, but last time I basically hammered on a 19mm socket onto it, and I kind of basically stuck onto it. I actually have it over here like this here. That's what I done before, and then I was able to just take this off as it was hammered onto that. But when I tried to do it here on this car, I'll show you what happened. It was basically digging in, because these are tuner nuts or whatever, the kind of narrower ones. It's so close to the wheel here, and when I was hammering it in, it hit off that. So the only other option I had was to actually take another key that I had and drill out the piece that was on the inside. It ended up, I was hoping it would just pop out and that this would fit in, but I had taken away some of the actual hexagon or whatever shape that this is that fits into it, so I had to weld this on. After destroying this, the plastic piece, the alloy wheel is actually okay. The burn marks and all are completely wiping off, which I'm really surprised about, as these are only cheap wheels. I thought the paint or something on them would burn, but at least it's off now. I literally only broke it a second ago, so now I can twist it off. So I've spent about fucking 3 hours doing this. Oh god, absolute misery. So at least this wheel is off now. I can finish the rust. I'm not even going to show anymore. The rust is going to be fixed, and then I'll be putting on these lovely side skirts, which I'm going to do tomorrow when it's bright out. So picking up some 3M tape. I'm going to use this basically along the kind of top part here. It kind of slips in underneath the door. Hopefully that will hold it in place. I've heard people saying that 3M tape will hold it in place altogether, and that's all you really need. But after picking up some rivets as well, which I'm going to put in kind of underneath the arches on either end. So tonight I'm just going to put the 3M tape in, and then tomorrow I'll drill 2 holes through here when I have the wheel off on the ceiling, and I'll put 2 rivets in. So hopefully the 3M tape works. Picked this up for a $5 off Amazon, I think. I got it off Amazon Warehouse. So it's basically like a third of the price, except it doesn't come in like the original packaging. But as you can see, it's perfectly fine. I think it's one of the stronger ones. VHB is kind of the stronger tapes that they do. So I've picked up 2 rolls. I don't think I'll need this much, but I'm just going to run it all along here, as I said. And then this part here as well sits up, and I'm going to put it along the bodywork here after I just give it a quick wipe down. I'm back day 2, and I'm after under sealing both of the arches here. As you can see, this stuff is completely different to what I thought it was going to be. Like, I thought it was going to be real liquidy, but it's kind of like a tarry sort of stuff. So I've, after letting the primer, rust inhibiting primer, dry overnight, and then I'm after putting this on now, so I think this has to sit for a whole night as well. I've also, after kind of, the 3M tape didn't work the best. I think it's because of the way I've done the sills when I replaced them myself. It kind of comes out a bit further at the bottom, so it's kind of pushing the side skirts out. So you can see after putting a rivet in the front, one down there, and now after using the original clip that holds in this kind of guard here to hold it in place, and it is sitting nice and flush here, comes out a little bit here. So I think I'm gonna have to put a rivet there and then just sand over it and use some filler or something. That's all I can think of. At the back now I have to throw in a few rivets down here. I'll probably put 2 or 3 to hold this in place, and then I'd say the same again here. I'm not sure what rivets will look like on the side, whether people even do it, but I think I'm going to have to, as this isn't fitting too well. The other side is a little bit better. I think the sills are were done differently, so you can see this side is sitting a lot more flush, even up front and at the back, but they do look so nice on the car. So that's what I'm going to do, throw 2 rivets in the back, and then I'll see what I'm going to do about these sides to get them to stay in nice and flush. Just after putting rivets through both of the back 2 sides, so it is fully in place now. There's rivets in the front and the back, and then I'm using the 2 extra clips up front that hold in one of the plastic covers. It is holding in real well in place. The 3M tape is kind of in here on the inside, holding that in nice and flush. The only problem kind of happening is this side here. It's sticking out a tiny bit at the front, tiny bit at the back. The left hand side is perfect though. There's not really any gaps in that whatsoever. I wish the right hand side fit as well as the back left. I think the main problem with it kind of fitting wrong on the right hand side is to do me replacing the sills. I think they're coming out a little bit too far and they're pushing out the bottom, and it's kind of affecting the flushness at the top. So I might throw a rivet in next time when I'm prepping the car for paint, and then go over it with some filler and make it nice and flush into the car. But I'm going to wait until the future. I'm going to look it up, see what I can find that is the best solution before I go doing anything. So that's it for this video. I have the side skirts finally fitted, and then back the rear arches under seal, so no more rust. That is rust completely finished on this car. Sills and arches are done, so hopefully I don't have to touch any more rust for a while. So now I gotta go ahead, and in the next video I'll be fitting this, the front splitter, and some mud guards, where they down here as well, which I took off the lifted MX5, as I want to kind of get some more heavy duty mud guards for that. I want to see what they look like on the car before I put them on. So that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next one.